Hi everybody, I am Anjinja. We are expanding out a little bit into apps, so who's excited? I am. What I wanted to show you all was virtual reality. So let's see how this works out. What I'm originally going to do is I'm going to show you what it is that I'm going to be looking at, and then we're going to split it off. And for a whole lot of you, this is actually going to look really, really familiar. You're going to see it in like 0.3 seconds. So we're going to start out in touch mode. You ready? So this is what we're seeing, and then as I move around, oh right, it's in touch mode. So you can look all over the aquarium and so on, and obviously this is pretty standard. This is your average when they started making video games. We first started talking about virtual reality and how it was that sort of experience. You had to be around in the way back to have had that conversation. That was happening on forums and like CompuServe, stuff like that. So let's see, let's find center, down. So you can look around all over like this, which is awesome, or at least mildly awesome. How do I get back to my sky? Trying to find the exit, which was very straightforward in the other one. I might have to actually splice this video together, which is fine, because there should be something like that. So there's a key right at the bottom. So now you can see this is your average, you know, blah, blah, blah. You look around, it's cool. And that sort of thing. And I'm sure you've seen it all over the channels. There's also a mini game, and we'll take you through that one. So... And now you're going to see, and like I said, a couple of you are going to recognize this off the drop because the viewfinders were so big in the 80s, what it is that they do to make the VR experience. And they do this inside of most VR headsets. I don't have like, I'm trending into apps, so what I did was go out and get the one that works for telephones. So that is what we're going to be on about. So in about 3 seconds, you're just going to see my eyeball, and I apologize for that. But... what I want you to see here is what happens when we go into VR mode. So we are going to drop into a headset, and you can see right on the screen where it's setting it up for the parallax. So stay with me here. You're going in the case. And that's awesome because you can see where it would actually do exactly what a viewfinder is set up to do. And that's what was on each and every one of those little films that you made your mom buy you. Safari or whatever it was. It's piquing your interest as a child. Now the interesting thing about this is it's actually steered by my head, and that's where we're going with apps. So as I look down, here's my menu, and you can see what's called parallax, and that's the difference between what your left eye would see and what your right eye would see. So now I'm seeing what we originally saw in the first section, which is just something that you can look around, but you can see how it tracks differently in everything. So this is now using the gyroscope on my phone to track the movement, and all of the apps are going to do that. So obviously I am not seeing what you guys are seeing. I am seeing something that is much closer to the original. And what I'm doing is using left and this is the only time it gets a little bit wonky, is because up and down is up and down is very natural for any, you know, any gamer or anybody who's used to playing apps on a phone, etc. Left and right is a little bit weird when it's your head. So they do warn you up front that you are going to be using that in order to steer. But actually doing it is something else entirely, because you're doing, I don't know if you've ever done stretches along with the television or whatever, but you're doing something that is a whole lot more similar to that than to your average gaming experience. Oh, gotta want it. Oh, I should have gone under that. So what I'm seeing is actually, like I said, exactly what you guys saw in the first scene, which is the, you know, aquarium or whatever itself. I do tend to put my hands on either side of it for an app because I'm so used to that. I don't know if I'll eventually break that habit and simply do the thing where I tilt my head to the left or right. But it's awesome because right now I am turning in a full circle. I'm not going to put you through the whole experience of seeing me do this because I think it's hilarious the way that looks.
But yeah, so it's entirely based off of motion and where it is that you move your phone, because it's attached to your VR headset, which is really just basically a console, a holster at that point, kind of like the cardboard for Nintendo Switch. I think they even call it cardboard. So that's where apps are going. I thought that was the coolest thing, and this was the coolest experience. And so I thought that I would share this with you. And you can see a little bit, I left the face cam on because you can see a little bit of what's going on kind of behind the scenes here. Like, here's me, and that is what was going on. So since there's, apps and whatnot that are popping up onto Alpha Beta Gamer, and some of them are going to be virtual reality, I sprang for like $5 or whatever it was, and went in and got this, and I thought it was awesome. So this is what to play next. Drop us a like and subscribe. Tell your friends. We find everything that's awesome in gaming. This is something that's kind of new that they're trying to include for phones. Little kids are going to love it. I loved the viewfinder when I was tiny, and it's not that $200 experience. Like I said, I picked up a $5 VR headset, just dropped my phone in to see what it was, and I was like, oh my god, I have to share this. So hopefully you had fun. Thank you for coming along for the ride, and as always, much love. And if you didn't know this is how your viewfinder worked when you were little, this is it. You can share it with your kids.